Hello everybody. Today we will continue on the orthographic writing of the object that you have, and you need to draw the orthographic views, the front view, top view, and a right side view. So let's begin. Now we have from the last lecture that we should select the necessary views, and we agreed that we will use the front and the top and the right view. So, already there is three other views that we for any object we have three other views, the bottom and the left side and the back. So we will usually follow the top front view and right side view. Although we follow the drawing scale that we maybe I specified for you, or you will see it on the drawing that you need to draw, then you will draw each all of them the top on the top of the front. And so like this you will take an objection from the object, the front view and the right side view. From this side you will see anything from this side, anything from the other side you see it as a hidden side, or you can't see it, you use the hidden line. And from top view, so this something like this, you see it, the object from any sides that is not 90-degree perpendicular to the side that you want to draw. It is not correct, because you will see something like this in your drawing, something that's not actually representing the view that you want. Okay, so assume that you have something like a car, then you will draw it accordingly. Then for example, if this is a front view, then this is, if you look at the car from this side you will see this side. You if then all of them supposed to be related, as I said before, that's supposed to be related, all the objects. So when I look from the above, from the top of the top view, I will see the seal of the car. I will not see anything. And when I look at the beginning, I will see the beginning of the ceiling. When I look at the back, I will see the back. Okay, so this is a good choice, a good drawing, because I draw at the drawing as I just draw it. Every element or every place is related to the corresponding one. Okay, so here if I choose this side, the front of the car, see, if I see from this side, what is the corresponding from this side? So I see from this side as if for the side of the doors as the right side. But from the above side, I choose something like I can't draw it, because here he suggests that the longest dimension should be go as a width in the front view. So this is inappropriate, because you draw something, but we will not go further with this suggestion or something like it, because you should draw on AutoCAD. But you here he said that you should have in mind where is the dimension that you work with, because normally you, after you finish the drawing, you print it. Okay, next, this is also an inappropriate, because it's not in natural position. See, the car is not in natural position. It's okay, but it's, you see that you see the car from side that is not okay. So normally we have an arrow that's pointing to the side that we call it the front view. So for example, if I give you something like this and I make an arrow to this side, so this side is the front view. So normally your hand is right, so then this is the right side view, and this is the top view from the above. Okay, so this is why they speak about some details about drawing, and why it is important to draw it correctly. Okay, Now here, this is this drawing here. This is drawing. We have all of the lines, all of the views. Here, this is the side. This side, I see here the beginning here. This one, I see this one. This surface. I see this surface and have some small circle here. Small. This is a cylinder, or a hole in the object. I see it in the correct position, but when I see from this front view, I can't see this hole because it's coming from above, so it's having a 90-degree, so I can't see it. So what I do, I see it as a dash line. I know from the other side that there is a hole here, and this is a cylinder here, a hidden one. So it is hidden for me if I stand here and I look at the object. Okay, so I draw it as a dash line, and in the center of it I make a center line because it's a cylinder, not a rectangular. Okay, and from the above I see this one as a circle. I draw it correctly, and where is the position of it. But this one, the other circle that I see it from the front view, I see it as a circle and draw it. From the other side, I see it as a dash line because I can't see it. If I stand here above this object, I can't see that there is a tunnel or something here. Okay, so I write it or draw it as a circle. Also, from the side view, right side view, from the right side view, I see where I see this rectangle, so I draw it. Above, I see this rectangle and this rectangle, this one. So this is drawing another thing, another rectangle that's showing up. No, here there is a hole here and there is a hole here. This one is coming from up to down, but I can't see it if I stand here. I can't see it. I should go up and look down to see it. So from the right side, I can't see it. So it is hidden for me. So it is showing up in the top view, because if I look from the top view, I see it. I see the other side, but from the right side view, I can't see it. So I will represent it as a dash line in the correct places, and the dash line should be representing corresponding to the other dash line. So this is the same object that we speak about, or the same place that we speak about. See, if I extend the line from here, it will touch this circle, and from here touch this circle, because this distance is the diameter of this circle, and here it's touching this circle. The same idea for this object. Okay, now he speak about that this is a dimension. I think this is also okay. Yeah, you should leave enough space between the views, so you have some spaces for the dimensions. You don't have to put all of them touching each other. So if you drawing dimensions, you can't. Okay, so another notes. Yeah, so here I have some objects that have something. If I look from above, I will see this object, this circle, this arc, this arc. I will see this, and from this side I will see what all of them are hidden for me from this side. The thickness is very small. However, if I look from this side, I can't see it. I just see these sides, and this sides is for me is just like from the beginning of this object to the end. It's just like the thickness, height, and the tall of the object. And for to corresponding to all this huge circle, I will just have a small here dash line and a center line, and corresponding to this small circle, I will have a dash line here and a center line. Corresponding to this one, this arc, a half of a circle, I will have a dash line. And from the other side, if it is continue, no, it is continue to the end of the object. So it is cut it off, so I just have the end of this, and I have a center line to represent that this is an arc. This is not just like a rectangle, end of rectangle. Okay, from this side, from this side, what I see this place until here. Okay, and this place until here, until the end. Yes, and I see, if I go further, I see this one. Yes, because it's nothing hidden here. So I will have this place and I have this place. Where is it? It's corresponding to this one. So if I stand here, I will see this sub surface until the end of the width of this object. So the end of the width here. The orthographic drawing is very easy to determine the dimensions, because all of the dimension is have to be corresponding to the each of the other side, so it is easy. So here you can see that there is this dimension until here, and this is okay, I see it, and this is okay, I see it. Now if I go further, jump, there is a huge circle and there is a small circle, but all of them having the same center line. So I will take this one from the beginning, I will take it as a dash line because I can't see it, and here also I can't see it, so I have it as a dash line. Also this I will make a dash line like this and like this. It's smaller than this one, so I see a smaller dash line in between. Okay, so this is another example. So there is a lot of examples for the dash line and the circles, and how to draw it and how to represent the hidden circles. For example, this one, if I looked from this side, what I see, this is the front view, what I see a lot of circles, for these cylinders. This is a small cylinders, holes, and the whole cylinder. So all of them represented by the center point. So I just draw this one and go up this one, the higher one. So I have two circles. This one, the huge one, the all of this object, this one. So this is very easy. Now I have these three is represented as the hidden circle. That's the position of these circles, because sometimes he will not give you the all dimensions. So he might give you that this at a circle that is, for example, 40 diameter, or 40 radius. Okay. So I will draw these small holes. I think it is for nails because it's very, very small. Now if you draw it, then this holes is a part of the object, so you have to represent it in all shapes that you have. Okay, now what I see from the above, I see, as I said before, if you have a cylinder, then you will see it once as a circle and twice as a rectangle. A rectangle have the thickness of this cylinder and the diameter of this circle. So the diameter of this circle, the huge one, the diameter, and the thickness, this thickness. Okay, now there is some I don't know what this is, a mechanical object. So you will have this shape, okay, again, and there is a small hole inside. So you will represent it as a dash line to the end. You will suppose that's going to the end of the object, so it's for a nail, a huge nail or something, or a rod. And there is another small one here and another small one here, four of them. So these two here, if I go by using an extension line here, I will see this one representing this one, and this one also representing the small circles, this one from the beginning to the end of the circle, because this hole is going to the whole thickness. It's not ending in between, and you can't see that's ending in between, so you'll just assume that's extend to the end. You have to imagine that this shape and in your head, and how to represent it on the paper or in the drawing that you have. Okay, now this one and this one, the end, so you will just beginning from the this one and this one, it is the same like a place. So if you extend the line from here, it will touch this the end of this circle and the end of this circle. Okay, so both of them at the same line, so you will represent both of them at the same line. Why it's not extended to the end? Because this circle is not extended to the end of this shape. This is a small shape outside the huge cylinder. Yes, so this from the beginning of here, thickness of the huge one, to the end. So where is the thickness? Here to here. Okay, see, so it's not continue. So what I am trying to say, that you have to imagine, and what you represent is actually supposed to be on this shape that you draw. Okay, the hidden lines is a helping line to represent the holes, the tunnels, the shape or the surfaces that you can see from this from the front view, or from the right side, from the view that you are supposed to draw. Okay, if some line is actually at the same line or at the same object, like these two at the same line, so you are not supposed to write or draw two lines on the top of each other. One is sufficient. If one hidden line coming up at under or exactly the same place as a visible line, the visible line is go. The visible line is the one that have the priority, so it will be visible line. Okay, I think there is a lot of object. I will give you some examples to train yourself. So see what is the views and how to draw it, where is the object. See, there is a projection here. I am trying to say, this is like an examples, or trying to solve what's happening here. From the right side, you take all of the object as you extend some lines, a non-visible line to the objects from each point, and represent it on a paper. And this is the same idea, so you will not see anything from the above or from this side. You will just see every surface from this side. If something hidden, you will see the hidden to yourself, to the view that you look from this. You can't see anything from here or anything from here, because it's not your view. See, if he look from above, he will not see this shape, this one. Why? Because he is perpendicular to this side. Okay, and also from the other sides. See, so the top front right side, this is the correct overview that we use. So see, from this side I will draw this rectangle. I go further, I will see this one, small one, so I will draw this small one, and this. Yes, you will draw small and big and large. I use this language, but you should follow the dimension that's exactly represented in your drawing. And here, if you go further by your eye, you will see this one. Anything else? Are we going to see this one, or are we going to this big one? No. Are we going to see this one? No. Why? Because we look only from this side, perpendicular to anything or any shape or any surface. We will draw it. Anything else? No. If there is something hidden, yes, we will draw it and represent it, as I said before, using dimension lines. If it is a cylinder or a circle or a part of a circle, you will use center line. If it is something else like a hole, but it's not a hole, like for the elevator, it is a polynomial or a rectangular subject. No, it's not the same as cylinder. So we use only the center line to represent symmetry in the object, or as that there is a cylinder, as there is a circle here. Okay, from this side what we will see, this huge shape, this one. I hope the arrow it is visible to you to see. So I will draw this one according to the dimension, and if I go further, what I see visible to me, nothing. Okay, if I go, I can't see this one, I can't see this one, I can't see this one, I can't see anything. However, if I go further, what I see, it's perpendicular to me, this one, small one here. Yes, but is what is the line that's shaping this one? This one, if I return back this one, yes, this the top line, it is after or behind a visible line to me. This is a visible line to me, so I will not draw it. This one, this tall, yes, it is the same as this one in my view, so I will not draw a visible hidden line, because there is a visible line already that's exactly at the same. If something, if you can imagine that you have a flashlight and you point it to an object, and you can see the shadow of this object in the wall, for example. So you will see only the visible lines, because the light is not he will not go and hide out behind the shape or showing something behind the shape. So you will see only the visible to you on the wall. Okay, but what about the invisible? Because we are now in technical drawing, not in art drawings. Art drawing, you will draw whatever you want, but here you will follow some rules, so you can actually representing the object. And if anybody see the top front right side, he can imagine what is the object, he can draw this object without any problems. Okay, and using the correct dimensions. As I hear, this is a lecture and I explain, but there is no dimension here. But usually in real examples, you will see that there is dimension that you have to follow. Okay, from the above you will see this surface, and you see this huge surface, this one. So I can draw this one, and I can draw anything hidden or anything. I can see this one or this one or this one or this one. No, so only the visible to me, only the visible and perpendicular to my eye, that I will see it. Even the highest one, or lower or lower or lower or lower, like as stairs, it's not, doesn't matter. Okay, so I will draw whatever I have to see. Okay, how I can see that this surface is different from this surface, or this is a higher from this surface? From the right side, the right side giving me this information. Top. Okay, so from the front side, how I can see that this small surface is behind, or go further to see it or hit on it? How from the top view, from the top view I can see that this surface, this one, is in front, and it's you, if you go and walk toward this object, for example if it is a building or something, you will see this surface first, and if you go further, then you will see this surface second, sorry. And if you go up by one stair, you will see this one. Okay, so how where is this information? Here, see, this is some information from here, that this one, and here this is some information. So the three views giving you all the information about the dimension of the object, then you can draw it correctly. Okay, This is a dimension and working with something that's cylinders. You will see two circles instead of one, two circles here, because small one it is visible one and the other one, and then you will see something like this, like a horn or something from the other side, from this side. From the above side it is the same because there's the symmetric shape. From the above side you will see the same. Okay, the dimension is it's the same idea as the dimension that I speak about before. You will just draw the dimension that you have on the object. You will use the dimension, normal dimension in AutoCAD to draw it. It is not a fancy problem. The same idea. You will give the dimension for the object that you have. Another thing, no, there is nothing more to say in this lecture. So try hard to draw multiple drawings and other drawings so you can imagine many objects or many examples, so you can easily draw the object that you have in your hand using the orthographic drawing without any problems, and putting the dimension on these drawings. Okay, thank you very much for your listening.